Hey, buddy, good to see you. Is your hair longer now?
It is. Every day it's longer.
Don't you cut it though? You do cut it sometimes.
We've been through this,
Okay,
and
all
they're
right.
not interested. Nobody here is interested in my hair cutting routine.
They want to see you braided. I want you to have pigtails next time.
Sometimes Diane
Hey,
does my hair just like hers, and
hey, are you recovered yet? We both we went to Death Valley recently, you and me, and we both ended up getting sick, unfortunately, because we were in the same darn car together. I still don't feel 100%. I'm probably 95%, but
I went
just
back to the doctor today.
did you really still feel crappy?
Well, he's got me some, what do you call it, steroids and some
Yeah.
antibiotics he's going to put me on.
Yeah, I've just been hard to get fully
It
100%. But you
it's
know what?
running rampant through our
Oh,
community.
everywhere here as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But good trip, right? I mean, really, two really good groups this year.
Two exceptional groups in many ways. We didn't have any trouble people, which
No.
I guess we don't talk about that. All nice people,
Very
but
nice.
incredibly creative. Both groups were very creative.
Yeah, boy, when we always have folks bring 10 images and share, and there's no competition, there's no judging, there's no critiquing. We just want to celebrate, their vision, and it blows us away. Especially that one gentleman who came, he's only been with a camera for like 6 years,
Oh
Mike.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and his black and white images were astounding for somebody who's only been photographing for 6 years.
And we had that one person. Boy, their work was terrible, and we're not going to mention their name. No, we're just going to make everybody paranoid now. Was it me? Was it me? No,
That
there was.
was so mean. Oh,
Everybody was very, very, very creative,
yep, really
very
good.
accomplished. It was a nice group. It was a nice time.
It was good. I really got some great images too. I really did. I,
Oh,
I was
good, good.
thrilled, especially dune images. Man, I know it's been overdone, but I love being out on the dunes. I just do.
Well, we were at out of Death Valley afterwards, and I saw quite a number of dune images, many in color, which were very nice.
Yes, yeah. Out of Chicago, if you're not familiar with that and you're watching this, it's an annual event. It's got the wrong name. It always confuses people. Out of Chicago Live. Well, it's not live. It's live in that it's a Zoom conference.
It's a Zoom live. I
Yes.
know. Both of those out of Chicago. I've had so many people write me and say, I'm not going to be near Chicago, so I can't attend. Guys, wise up, change the name,
Yeah.
get rid of the live.
Yeah, yeah, but thankfully they get like 500 plus people to come to this thing. I mean, you got Kurt Budlinger, Joe Rosbach, Tony Sweet, uh,
Brad Drew.
Jennifer Renwick, Rad Drew. I mean, just it goes on and on. Eric Bennett. I mean, fabulous photographers, and all presenting some pretty darn good stuff. Which leads me to a thought for today. Actually, our friend Marty Ben, who's our what would you call him, our moderator for much of the things that we do at Out of Chicago, and he's become a good friend. He recommended I go look at Mary Jo Hoffman's session on, I think she called it lay flat photography. And what I've learned is I realized exactly who she was when I went and kind of looked her up. There's a book called Still, The Art of Noticing subtitle. And I've had it in my in basket in Amazon for a long time because I had heard really good things about it. I finally bought it. It came today, actually. It's an extraordinary book. And what she's done, uh, and it's caused me to rethink some of my language moving forward, is she's gone out and found things in nature around her home, brings them in, and then puts them on white paper and just has a camera up above and photographs them. And she's created an extraordinary book. It's her fourth pressing of that book. And I'll put this in the link below so you folks can go see her extraordinary work. And now it's been made into bed sheets and posters and prints. I mean, she's had incredible success. And it all came out of a project, as the Canadians viewers would say, uh, of wanting to just do a picture a day. It was something to do, and it's turned into this great success story. But when I watched her session, she said something, and I've been saying that we've got it backwards with regard to photography. We don't go out and take pictures. We don't make images. We actually are taken, and then we do something. And I still believe that for the type of photography that you and I do, and many of our followers do. But her whole thing was she learned that she doesn't take pictures either, so we agree on that. But she does make images, and she really does, right? So I need to be careful when I say that the process is backwards, because in Mary Jo's work, she is indeed going out and finding all these unique, interesting things in nature, bringing them in, organizing them very carefully into a photograph on paper, and making art, and then photographing that art. And so I thought that was an interesting revelation for me from out of Chicago.
Well, semantics, it's so easy for us to nitpick over these words because we each have different meanings for the words. I like the phrase create images,
Yeah.
which is like a make an image,
Yep.
because taking a picture is to me documenting,
Yeah.
just to me. And it's just like vision or voice. What other words do we have that we use for vision?
That's true.
So it's easy to get caught up in the semantics. Now, do you think once Canada becomes our 51st state, they'll have to stop changing and they'll stop saying about and
About. Yeah, they're no longer going to be able to say about,
yeah,
out
they'll
and
have to
about. Yeah.
conform to the United States
Yeah.
pronunciations.
Hopefully they'll not say it's a beautiful day, eh?
Now, one thing we did not mention about Out of Chicago, we had a delightful time with Brooks. We did
Yes.
a session where we got to talk about our turning point,
Yep.
the moment we stopped wanting to just take pictures and move towards more expressive photography, and a nice discussion afterwards.
Yes. So here's, and we'll have this air pretty quickly. The sessions can all still be consumed for up to a year. So, in other words, if you missed the Out of Chicago live event and now don't want to watch it live, you actually want to watch it on replay,
And
you
they
can.
purchase.
Yeah, you can still purchase it. It's, I think,
Really?
yeah, it's $200. It's the best $200 you're spending. It might be 300. I don't know. Whatever it is,
Easily.
if it's 2 or 300, it's totally worthwhile. You will have, I don't know, there's
Over
50.
100.
Oh, easily. There's 50 instructors. So we each do three things. So there's like 150 things you can watch. And I've been watching them and they're extraordinary. And so just a big plug for our friends that out of Chicago.
And you're certain they can buy them after
Yep.
the event?
No
Okay, that's good
question.
to know. Good to
No
know.
question. And I'll put
Good.
that in the link below. But
So, one impression I had about Out of Chicago overall is, in my mind, it tends to be a little equipment and, well, I should say process
yep.
centric. And I
Yep.
felt this year there was more emphasis on asking why you photograph,
Yep.
finding your vision, being taken. And so I was pleased to see that.
Yep, I think there has been a conscious shift in that direction because when I listened back, TJ Thorne, who I love, his session, one of the first questions he asked was, the most important thing you can do is ask yourself why you photograph, which was my first question in my new presentation, and one that you and I have been talking about for years. I mean, this is not new to you and me. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, and those are the ones that I'm out watching, right away. Those that have been suggested and recommended. But you know what we're going to do, Cole? I think it would be
I
instructive.
don't.
You don't know,
I don't know what we're going to do. What are
because I
we going to
haven't
do
told you
now?
yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're going to do a turning point video just for our viewers. We're going to you
Uh,
and I will share our turning points again with
okay.
our audience because I think that went really well. But
Okay.
anyways, we're going long. We just wanted to say we're back, and we know you missed us terribly. We know that, so we're back
Yes.
and better than ever, bigger than ever. But we have no more technical knowledge. And Tim Needham, I'm going to call you out by name. If I'm looking down, it's because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. And so stop sending me emails. Tell me I don't know what I'm doing. You already knew that, Tim. It's nothing new, right? It's the
Uh,
way Cole and I were trying to figure out how to have this stuff work where you're not looking the wrong way, and we gave up.
yeah,
So
we gave up.
if it's wrong, we honestly just
We
don't.
gave up.
All right. We'll see you in the next one there, Cole.